There's few things in life that are better than this. I don't even know if I can count them in one hand. Hello, you join me in the woods today for this tobacco comparison. I'm going to quickly try and get this hammock set up so I've got somewhere to sit. Dutch, come on. Dutch. I hope you don't knock that camera over. Here, no. You're tangling yourself up, son. You've got a tree to go round. Right guys, well, today's comparison, as you can probably tell from the title, is the Battle of Orlik. Your traditional Orlik golden sliced, as I'm sure everyone's well aware of, and maybe a little less known Orlik vintage flake or Orlik vintage aged golden slice. Basically the exact same tobacco, but this has been pressed, aged for longer than the golden sliced. Predominantly Virginia based tobaccos with a touch of Perique. Vintage is the same, although I have heard rumours that there's a little touch of burley in the vintage. But anyway, we're going to compare these today as fair as I can and as equal as I can in two corn cobs, and I've already pre-packed them just for ease of this video, because over here in Scotland it's still getting dark quite early, and I'm a little bit without light, as it's, you know, I think it's already like 3:30 or something in the afternoon, and I was wanting a fire, but again I kind of left it a little bit late just by the time I got finished work. So anyway, pre-packed. We've got golden slice in this corn cob with a nice shank and stem, and we've got the vintage in the just your kind of normal amber stem. First thing we need to do is a smell test. I've got Orlik golden slice in this mason jar and vintage flake in this. So we'll go with the golden sliced to begin with. As you can see, beautiful flake, beautiful. I mean, straight away you're hit with the citrus notes, as you would well imagine. That's the first thing to come to mind. Citrus fruits, kind of orange, lemons, limes, and a real grassiness at the back of it. Like I say, I'm just learning. I'm no connoisseur at all, but I'm just going on what I've read and what I'm getting myself personally. Yeah, fresh cut grass. fresh cut grass, citrus. Perfect for like a spring day. And then quickly we're going to compare that just right off the bat. Oh, that's so good. The vintage is, it's not as citrusy in your face. It's a much richer smell. The citrus is there, but it's a lot, I would say it's a little bit more complex, I would say. Sorry guys, I hope you're not like getting annoyed with that sniffing, but it's so good. Yeah, a richer, more of a bready note, I would say. Bread, richness of the, yeah, like cut grass, but almost like in a hayfield, like a hay bale or something. Fresh, still very fresh, but just not as like citrus punchy. Not like fresh cut grass, I would say more, yeah, more hay like, earthy like probably. It's more like earthy tones, deeper, richer tones. Definitely more bready. Yeah, I do get that from like the bacon bread and stuff. Yeah, the golden slice is definitely more on the citrus profile for sure. So, in fact, before I fire these up, let me just pour a quick coffee, so I've got one sitting here. Again, my coffee in the trusty Stanley flask. Oh, there's just something about being in the woods with a coffee and a pipe. Hear that? Stop. Never mind Battle of Orlik, there's a Battle of Birds going on up there somewhere. Anyway, let's fire this up, see how we got on with this golden slice. I am coming back, I'm just trying to get this pipe fired up. A wee bit of wind there. There she goes. Right, finally got this going. So, golden slice first. That sweetness just from the get-go. Sweetness of the Virginias. Yep, typical Virginia. And right at the back of it, the citrus notes. That zesty kind of orange, lemony, yeah, fresh cut grass. As I say, I'm by no means, I'm just learning as I've said before. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know what I'm talking about, because I don't. I'm pretty much learning as I go along. I am just basically reading about these, smoking them, and kind of try to taste and understand the flavours and the tastes and the notes and stuff from like what I've read, and like what's my first impression, what comes up first. But yeah, there's no getting away. That golden slice comes in straight away with that sweetness as you would expect with the Virginias, but that citrusy, there's a very, and it kind of comes in and out, the bowl. That kind of orange zest almost. Yeah, that just reminds, it's like freshly cut grass. That grassy sweetness. an excellent springtime smoke, I would imagine. I mean, to be honest, I know there's guys and gals that smoke certain blends in certain seasons. I'm not quite there yet. I would just smoke what I like all year round type thing, but I definitely see how this hits you as like a springtime smoke. That fresh kind of grass, a little bit earthy, but more so. Well, doing these certainly proves more difficult with a dog. Although, smoking this, I just find I'm just searching for spring now. You know, I had one of these in the garden the other morning and the sun was out, and it's obviously a trick of the mind, but smoking that when the sun's out, it's like it enhances the flavour or something. Yeah, I just felt like spring, summer was here. And then it goes and rains and you're reminded that you're in Scotland and it's still end of winter. Spring's almost on us though. But anyway, I'll fire up the vintage and we can actually do like a side by side comparison and try and see if we can find a little bit more of these nuances between them, and then what one I would prefer, if any. Let's get this fired up. Can't really tamp much down on that. I actually tried today the fold method rather than rolling it and, you know, breaking the slices up. I kind of just like folded them over and stuffed them in there, so we'll see if that changes anything. Yeah, it's sweet, richer, definitely a richer flavour coming off that. Not as much with the citrus, not initially. I mean, it's there, but it's not like in your face golden sliced citrus. It's I think like an earthier kind of tone coming off this. Almost hay-like. This kind of cut grass taste is there. Grassy Virginias, I mean, you're going to get it. But definitely more bready. Or like doughy. That's smooth as well. I mean, I don't know if with it being aged for longer and pressed for longer, it's definitely smoothed the smoke out. I don't know if the vintage is meant to be stronger. I don't think so. I mean, I think it's pretty much near on this exact same blend. Might have a wee bit of burley. There is a bit of a like nuttiness there. I'll need to check that out actually, if there's a bit of burley in it. That's like, yeah, it's not as sharp and as that zestiness of the golden slice. It's definitely more smooth, creamy. It's creamy and smooth. Like bacon bread. That is more like, that's like a baker's shop in the morning. Yeah, definitely. Let's try them side by side. I'll have a quick drink of coffee first. What do you see? He senses something. There's a few pheasants on the way in as well. It's like a kind of forestry area we're in. So, kind of estates round it and stuff like that. There's definitely a bit of wildlife around here. It's nice to see, nice to hear. He loves being out in it. Anyway, let's try and do a little bit of a side by side and see if we can touch on anything else. Mm. Mm. Yeah. As if you know what yeah means. Do you know what the golden slice is like? This is like a spring morning, a sunny spring morning. This is a spring evening. That's the difference, if you know what that translates to. Pungent, sharp, fruity, kind of not in your face, like, you know, it's not that it's stronger as such. It's just sharper with the fruit. This is taking you more on the direct path, and this is kind of like a nice slow scenic route. That's what I would relate these to, if that even makes any sense. I apologise if not. Yeah, spring morning, spring evening. Zesty fruits, baking bread, doughy, full creamy air. Both grassy, sweet. Both of them sweet. Golden slice is sweeter. Definitely. And the pepperiness, the spices there in both from the Perique. Albeit it is just a little bit of Perique, because it's a Virginia based, both of them. I don't think it's not like a 50-50 split or anything like that. Virginia base with a touch of Perique. But the Perique is there. Especially if you retro inhale. What one do I prefer? What one do I recommend? Honestly, this is down to personal preference, I think, for everybody, because there's not much in them in terms of, you know, if you like one, you are going to like the other one. You will have a preference probably. I'm going to buy a couple of tins of each to stock and to age further and see how they go, but in all honesty, I think my taste buds prefer the breadiness, the doughiness of the vintage. Yeah, I think if my arm was bent to pick one, I reckon I would pick the Orlik vintage, to be honest. And again, it's all mood related. because in the morning sometimes I do feel like a golden slice, especially as I say if it's sunny outside, sitting outside with your morning coffee with that little bit of kind of zest. Yeah, I think it's all setting type thing. I mean, let me know what you guys think, if any of you have tried the vintage. And in fact, to the American guys and gals out there, do you get vintage, or is this just a British European thing? I think vintage has been out for a while, but as I say, something's telling me that it's just a European and British thing at the moment, that it's only open in those markets. But if you can get your hands on vintage, definitely try it, guys. It's smoother, mellower. From an English perspective, I would say golden slice is like early morning pipe, and vintage is like your 965, although 965 is meant to be, you know, more robust. I just think it's a smoother smoke, and that's what I think with the vintage. It's a smoother smoke, although guys that have smoked golden slice, you know, for years, is probably going to lean towards a golden slice. Really, it's hard to pick any. I would be happy with any. I think, again, it's all setting. But yeah, if you were to bend my arm, I personally think I prefer the vintage. That breadiness. Golden slice is out. Side by side comparison, both very, very good smokes, very solid, standard, very popular, both of them, I would imagine. And yeah, I would be intrigued to know, what do you guys prefer? Have you tried both? If you have, let me know what you guys prefer. Do you get the same kind of notes and flavours as myself? Or am I just talking absolute nonsense? Yeah, both very good smokes. So there you have it, guys. Can't go wrong with either. Both solid fan favourites. Golden Slice will be preferred by many. Definitely one I'm going to keep a couple of tins, and when I've got the money, yeah, definitely have a couple of them in stock to age. I think Virginia's age very, very well as a tobacco, from what I can gather, and I'm really intrigued to see how the vintage ages even further. You know, how kind of smoother that takes it out. As I say, I'm edging on vintage for me, but honestly, can't go wrong with both. So yeah, I would urge you to try both, and let me know how you've got on. Cheers, guys. Is there anything better than a peaceful setting in the woods, enjoying a nice bowl of some of the finest tobacco, listening to the calling of the birds?